Subscribe to our channel. Click on bell icon, you never miss any update. Welcome. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about what is retesting and regression testing. It's one of the most commonly asked and very important interview question. And if you are trying a job as a fresher, then obviously you are going to get this in the interviews. If it is experience also, in some cases you are going to get, but for the freshers, yes, it's very important question. Retesting and regression testing, it's very simple, but let us understand it in a practical way. Let's start. Assume that for a certain application or for certain functionality, we have written some 1000 test cases. Okay, just an assumption, guys. We have written 1000 test cases and we have taken up some time and we have executed the 1000 test cases. Okay, yes. After executing the 1000 test cases, we have analyzed the reports. Okay, and we have identified that 3 test cases has been failed. Means from 1000 test cases what we have executed, 3 test cases has been failed. So technically what does it mean? 997 test cases has been passed and 3 test cases has been failed. Perfect. Now anyways, what is the next process? We are going to report it to the developer through a proper channel. So developer will go through his or her process, right? So after going through the process, developer will generally fix the issue and they will inform back to you saying that, guys, we have fixed the issue. Now they have released a new version or new build, or you can call it as a rebuild. So that rebuild, you have received it. Now my question is whether you are going to execute all the test cases or whether you are going to execute 997 test cases or only 3 failed test cases. What's your plan? Already we know 997 test cases has been passed, only 3 has been failed, isn't it? So what you are going to do, whether you want to execute all the 1000 test cases again or only those failed 3 test cases again, what's your plan? Just try to think about it. Okay, write down your answer. Let's take this as an example. Okay, it's a prototype actually what you are seeing on the screen, a simple login. This is a requirement which is given by the client. Assume that. Okay, so client has given this requirement and anyways, you know, they have built some prototype for you. This is a prototype, simple prototype. Okay, means after developing the application should look like this. This is a requirement, guys, in a simple terms. A simple login screen is a requirement. Now, so you know, our developer has taken up the challenge and they have developed this login screen and they have released it for the testing purpose. Okay, now we have received it. This is what developer has released for the testing purpose. If we can have a look on this, this is what we were expecting, but we have received this. This is what we are expecting and this is what we have received. There is deviation, isn't it? Just identify the deviation. Yes, we are missing next button here. Perfect. Now we have identified defect. Point 1. So you know, after identifying a defect, we are going to report it to the developer through a proper channel. There is a process for that. Okay. Yes. So in the defect life cycle or bug life cycle, we are going to learn it. But anyways, so you are going to report this certain defect to the developer. So you'll be reporting it and developer will receive it. He will open the source code. He will try to fix the issue. And after that, again, he is going to give you a new build, a new version of it, where you are going to perform testing activity again on that. So this is what you have received for the second time. Yes, your problem has been fixed, isn't it? Earlier we have reported saying that there is no next button, but in the next release or in the rebuild or in the next build, they have implemented it. Your bug has been fixed. Perfect. But is that enough? Is that enough? Can we sign off the project saying that okay, the bug what we have reported is fixed? No, no, because just try to identify a few things here. You can see that expected, this is what we were expecting from the system. And first, when they were released built one, there was no next button, and we have reported it to the developer. So developer has came up with a next button, but while doing this process, right, they have missed something which was there in this built one. Forget password is missing here. Forgot password is missing here, isn't it? Yes. Means what happened here, while modifying the source code, correct, to fix this issue, right, to fix this issue, obviously they'll open a source code and try to modify something into source code. While modifying the source code is all about dependencies. Okay, source code is completely dependent in one each other. Okay, so due to this dependency factor, or maybe whatever the reason it may be, some components got disturbed, isn't it? Due to that, this forget password is completely eliminated from the picture, isn't it? So whenever we fix a bug, whenever we edit a source code, there are high chances of side effects, correct? Yes. Now let's come back to our theory again. What is retesting and regression testing? Retesting will only check whether the bug or the primary issue or primary cause has been resolved or not. In this case, whether that next button is appearing or not, that's it. But is that sufficient? No. Retesting is required but not sufficient, because there are chances, if we edit a source code, there are chances that other components will get disturbed, and obviously there are chances to check the side effects, or technically to check the impact of modifications on the existing and working components. I mean to say, earlier 997 were working and fine, right? Yes. Now after bug fixing also, we need to check that really 997 are working again or not, whether it is impacted any working functionalities, we need to check it. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, so what you are going to do here, first we are going to perform retesting, means whether the 3 bugs has been fixed or not. So primary intent is completed. Assume that the 3 bug has been fixed, but we are not going to leave, we are not going to close the testing over there. Now what we are going to do, we are going to check the impact of the modifications. In the sense, we are going to take the passed and failed test cases, and we are going to check whether while fixing a bug, okay, does it is affected any other components. Okay, so for that we are going to take failed and passed test cases. If our functionality dependent test case, assume that this 1000 test cases are completely dependent on each other, or this 1000 test cases are a functionality test cases, so definitely you need to execute all the 1000 test cases again without any hesitation. Okay, so retesting to check whether the bug has been fixed or not, regression testing to check the impact of modifications. If you make any modifications, whether it is impacting other working components. Okay, so when this regression should be conducted, see, not this bug fixing is just an example, guys. Okay, so regression testing should be conducted whenever there is a change in the source code, whatever the reason it may be. If developer makes any changes to the source code, the next your duty that you need to check the impact of it, you need to check the side effects of it. So definitely you need to take passed and failed test cases, or you need to take the functionality dependent test cases again, and you need to execute that.